Now I'll break down the three main killers of diabetics. But first, you need to understand one number. 90% is the proportion of type 2 diabetics who die not from high sugar levels, from a heart attack or a stroke. And you think the main thing is to give up carbs? No. There are three products that kill you faster than sugar. And you'll never guess the first one because it's considered safe. But first, an important fact. I worked in emergency services for many years and I saw the same thing over and over. A person with diabetes says, "I don't eat sweets at all, I even cut out bread." Yet every evening he drinks a can of beer or eats sausage for breakfast or fries bacon and then wonders why his leg is being cut off. And I'm not joking right now. So killer number 3, the least obvious but very common, is processed meat. Sausages, cold cuts, hot dogs, everything you buy at Walmart or Costco. Why are these killers? Because they're 40 to 50% fat, not meat. And animal fat with diabetes is a direct path to atherosclerosis. But that's not even the scariest part. The scariest part is you think you're eating protein, but you're eating fat with salt and preservatives. And every such hot dog brings you closer to a heart attack. Don't believe it? Ask any cardiologist. And that's not to mention that processed meat is a high-calorie product, and being overweight with diabetes is like gasoline for a fire. The more fat there is, the worse the cells sense insulin. That's why sausages and cold cuts are a triple blow. It's fat, salt, calories, get rid of them. Killer number 2 is animal fat in its pure form. Butter, bacon, fish oil, sauces like ranch or Thousand Island, egg yolks. I'm not saying it's poison for a healthy person, but for a diabetic, it's 5 times more dangerous than for an average one. Why? Because your blood vessels are already damaged by high sugar. Add cholesterol from food to that and you get a time bomb. Atherosclerosis in diabetics develops 3 to 4 times faster. And you know what the most interesting part is? Most diabetics cut back on carbs, but continue to fry eggs with bacon or spread butter on bread they've allowed themselves in small amounts. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. So the rule is simple: reduce animal fat to a minimum. Switch to vegetable oil, olive, avocado, 1 source of fat per meal, not 4 at once. Now killer number 1, the thing I hate the most is alcohol. I'll never understand diabetics who drink. Let's look at the numbers. When you drink a shot of whiskey or a can of beer, glucose synthesis is blocked in the liver, sugar drops, and hypoglycemia sets in. You feel weak, sweaty, you might even lose consciousness. Then, after a few hours, the liver recovers and releases a huge amount of glucose into the blood, the so-called compensatory release. Plus, alcohol itself is a carb, it gets absorbed too. The result, in one evening, you've experienced both low sugar and high sugar. It's like beating your blood vessels with a stick. Now imagine that this happens every Friday. In a year, complications are guaranteed. Retinopathy, neuropathy, nephropathy. In 3 years, amputation or a stroke. I've seen it hundreds of times in the ER, and every time the patient said, "But I only drank a little bit." There is no safe dose of alcohol for a diabetic. Alcohol doesn't make anyone healthier, and a diabetic even less so. So I beg you, do not drink. Now that you know the 3 main killers, let's talk about carbs. Because this is where people make a second terrible mistake. They think that all carbohydrates are equally harmful. That's not true. There are slow carbs. They are necessary. Slow ones are brown rice, quinoa, coarse oatmeal, whole wheat pasta, buckwheat, baked potatoes. They raise sugar slowly, providing energy for 3 to 4 hours. Fast ones are white sugar, honey, molasses, powdered fructose, white rice, white flour, soda, boxed juices, regular Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper. This is liquid poison for a diabetic. 1 can and your sugar jumps by 3 to 4 millimoles per liter, and blood vessels get microtraumas. Cans a month and you've accumulated a year's worth of damage. So the rule is, carbs are needed, but only slow ones, and a portion no bigger than your fist per meal. But there is good news. You can reverse diabetes, and I'm not joking right now. If you lose 15 to 20% of your weight, and in my practice there were such cases, people completely got off medications, even insulin. How do you do it? First, remove the 3 killers: alcohol, animal fat, processed meat. Second, switch to slow carbs and clean proteins. Third, add physical activity, at least 30 minutes of walking a day. This lowers sugar without pills. Fourth, monitor your potassium and magnesium levels, because without them, insulin doesn't work. But that's a topic for another video, so subscribe so you don't miss it. By the way, about the sugar norm. Forget about hard numbers. We used to be told, keep your sugar below 6 millimoles per liter. Now we know that this worsens the quality of life. Your personal target level could be 7 or even 8 millimoles per liter on an empty stomach. This is determined by your endocrinologist individually. The main marker is not fasting sugar, but glycated hemoglobin. Keep it below 7% and you're safe. And if you're pre-diabetic, you can prevent the development of diabetes altogether. Lose 10 to 15% and it's all gone. I've had such cases too. Now for the most important part. I know what you want to ask. Doctor, what can I eat? I'll answer. Chicken breast, turkey, wild salmon, cottage cheese, seafood, lots of green vegetables, spinach, broccoli, lettuce, cucumbers, zucchini. Healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, nuts, and slow carbs in moderate amounts, about a quarter of your plate. And drink water. You can have Coke Zero or other drinks with sweeteners. They are safe. And I'll talk about the myths of aspartame in another video. Briefly, the sun is a stronger carcinogen than aspartame. Don't be afraid. And one last thing. I want you to remember one thing. Diabetes is one of the few diseases that you can control. Not with pills, not with insulin, but with your fork and your feet. If you cut out alcohol, sausage, and animal fats today, you'll do more for your blood vessels than any doctor could in a year. Start with just one change right now, today. Don't wait until Monday. Give this a like if you're ready to do it. Subscribe to the channel. In the next video, I'll break down the most dangerous diabetes pills that you're being prescribed, but which are actually killing you slowly. Don't miss it and stay healthy.